are we not in a position where we can bid out other food services for our current environment?
To do it right, no, because we'd have to really...
No. Taking your question verbatim, the answer is yes.
Correct.
You could send it out every year.
That's right.
You can send it out every year, so yes, you could do it.
So right now for other...
You could.
You could. Yes.
So
you can send it out every month. You can send it out every year. You can send it out as often as you want. The answer to your specific question is yes.
So there are other vendors
now I would
now
like Karen to give you the answer she was going to drive at.
But what we felt is that we don't want to do that without doing more research behind the scenes, so that we don't put it out for a bid, because we would be obliged to take the lowest bid. And my point is, after doing more research, it's like we as a board have to decide, really, and I agree, Gina, I think October's going to be too late, maybe in June or something. What direction do we want to take? Do we want to explore other options where we might have fresh food? Wow, instead of prepackaged. Right now it's got to be prepackaged. There's 2 vendors that we know besides FSP. Also, we're finding FSP has another option too, like a middle of the road option, which we were unaware of before.
Which still fits within what we have as far as facilities go.
Correct.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can honestly say that what I thought, or where I thought we were going with this, was given our current configuration, are there other companies that we would go ahead and, go out for a competitive bid to see whether or not there are other options? Now, given, what you had said, that, maybe that's being too narrow-minded. Maybe we need to look, beyond that, and that kind of brings to your point, Gina, that if we are going to be considering other things, what time frame is reasonable. But I don't know if that is going beyond what the board has had an opportunity to discuss and even put a framework around.
We haven't, but we haven't had an opportunity to discuss anything because we haven't collected enough information, and it's not for lack of effort. We've been trying this for a couple months now.
Well,
and so it's not
for the last week. We left it to Mark and Catherine.
It's not for a lack of effort, right? But we gave them specifically ask for a prepackaged, right? Okay, so
then when we got our pricing, we thought, pricing's not enough. We want to know size. We want portion size. We want to know quality.
Nutrition.
We want to know,
nutritional value, everything.
Exactly.
And that's where we're saying we don't have enough information to give you. Is there enough information where you can say, per your exact question, can you send it out the bid? Yes, you can send out the bid every year. We're not recommending that because we're not here to recommend what you'd want to even go out to bid for yet.
Okay, so you had said, maybe put it on the pro forma in October. Gina,
well, I was thinking specifically of
maybe
the
October
food.
could be too late.
Right.
So if food service in general is somewhere that this board wants to go, should the work just continue and updates continue to be brought to the board so that the board can decide on direction? I'm just kind of asking.
Oh, I would definitely like to have at least one more calendared discussion because there's still information that's supposed to be forthcoming that we'd be able to supply.
And then we could look at other vendors too. Again, if we want to look at all of our true options.
So just a more comprehensive review of the whole food service.
But when you say our true options, what does that mean? Because I'm picturing, trying to put a real kitchen into our physical plant.
No, but that's just
what we're finding.
It can be all over. A true option could be even within the prepackaged. Okay, true option could be even within the prepackaged. Alternatives to the current food selection you have now. You have that as a true option.
Get that.
Okay. And that's what we're still trying to get prices and where they're doing this and et cetera, and we're not getting that. Okay. Another alternative could be, a revamped kitchen. Okay. And it doesn't necessarily have to be what you're picturing. It doesn't necessarily have to be what you're picturing.
It could be a disinfecting dishwasher, a dishwasher that disinfects your dishes.
In essence, Rick, we're saying that we don't have enough information to have this discussion tonight because you sound like you have some questions of, well, wait a minute, what are you doing? Okay, you can ask the question or you can make the comment, but I don't have the answer back. That's what we're working on getting. And I agree. Okay, I'm thinking just the food portion of it is definitely October. But you're right. If we have to revamp something, yes, that has to be moved. June and July are probably too late because if we did have to do something, if we did want to do something, we want to start in the June, July time frame. We don't want to have the discussion. So I would anticipate that if we truly get what we were promised today, tomorrow, we'd probably be in a place to have this on the agenda for 5, 10, 15 minutes in February. And then
And
from
in the
there, the
meantime-
board can make a decision as to whether proceed or don't proceed.
This other one sounded like it might be similar too, or it might be a matter of a dishwasher or something, you know. So there are other options.
How do we know the difference?
Insurance. There's gonna be a lot of things. You know, employees, you're gonna have to have extra people that will be staff, so.
Right.
It definitely has to be more comprehensive than,
Yeah, I mean, not to open up Pandora's box or anything, but relative to FSP, are we having like a significant community complaint or parent complaints? Because they do offer one type of, you know, food.
3
and
different
then
menus.
And then we have the NutriTrack, and I know most of the kids don't like the NutriTrack. Or maybe there's 3 now. I mean, I know when Ben went through, there was 1, which he wouldn't eat anyway. I always sent. No, it was just, I don't want hot lunch. I want you to make my lunch. So I did that like through high school, you know. And then when Morgan was there, then they had the healthy one come on, and we would try both of them. And you know, she just, you know, was like, well, you know, I'm going to do hot lunch on this day when I can get spaghetti or whatever, her favorite pizza, whatever her favorite, and then I want, you know, you to make my lunch on this day. So, I mean, at the risk of, you know, if it's not broken, why are we trying to spend all this time to fix it if maybe there's just a small group of people who are dissatisfied that could potentially just send lunch with their kids to school? I mean, it's... I'd be curious to know like where this is coming from. Is this, we've always consistently gotten good service, relatively good product. We have the healthy track, we have the non-healthy track. Granted, it's not fresh, it's not something, you know, that, you know, it's not being cooked right then and there, and there's not a salad bar and, you know, this sort of thing. But it's,
There was discussion about
Okay. Allow us to collect the information that we think is going to be meaningful, be able to present it, and then we could certainly address that.
I mean, I could see if this is a huge issue, then that would definitely be something we'd want.
Well,
But
let's
even
ask
to the
this-
original
We have to go
task,
down.
right?
And we should look
to
at
have
it anyway.
A competitive comparison. What I hear you saying
Sure.
is you need more time.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
so, you know, at this point, you know, I think, you know, as a board, do we, you know, feel comfortable with saying, you know, go ahead and take more time and get more information and
But could you broaden it though and find out what a real kitchen, like a full kitchen is? Like what, you know, what do we have? What is a full kitchen? And then what would it take for us either? Do we, like you said, do we need to add a sink or a dishwasher, or do we have to revamp the whole kitchen? I'd kind of like to get a ballpark idea of what it would mean to have a full kitchen as opposed to the kitchen that we have, because I think the kitchen we have is pretty big. I mean, seems like it has a lot in there, so I don't know the difference between a full kitchen and what we have now. So could you find out, like, maybe?
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't. And if I use the word full kitchen, forgive me, because
think
it's probably just a kitchen with the right necessities is.
Well, that would
what we
probably be a full,
should
you know
say.
what I mean?
No, it doesn't.
No, it's
It
just-
doesn't.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
It's just a sink, a certain type of sink.
It's just the sink that we would need?
Basically a deep sink with 3 partitions, so you
That's-
can wash, rinse, and disinfect.
I mean,
the
in
difference
essence,
of-
and we're talking off the cuff right now. Allow us the time to get
And
the
a dishwasher.
information, because you know what? If we tell you something tonight, and all of a sudden whatever we get tomorrow changes, and we have to come back a month from now and change our statement, you know.
I'd be curious too to know what the other schools like McClure, what Highlands does.
Highlands
Just
uses
go on their
the same
website.
Do
company.
they have like a full service kitchen? Do they, you know, I'd be kind of curious to get that kind of.
So would I.
Well, I think there's no doubt that we'd like more information. So what I'm hearing is that I don't think the board as a whole wants to squelch this. What they're saying is, you know, go ahead and see what more you can find out. And
Mark.
let's get to see where this goes.
Okay, Lisa, are you asking us to contact all the feeder schools to LP and see what they're doing? Is that what you specifically asked? Because you said you want to know what
I'd
McClure
be curious to
and